Hello, one and all. This is Luckless Lovelocks. Welcome back to Orwell. Ignorance is strength. Just wanted to start off by recapping our objectives. So we need to find a motive for Raban Vhart's threat against Oleg Bakai, find a way how Raban Vhart was able to contact Oleg Bakai, find the key to Oleg Bakai's phone and unlock it. I'm assuming these two are going to match up, and then also find the whereabouts of Oleg Bakai is kind of our major objective. And the most telling thing about unlocking that phone is two pieces of information. First of all, Raban Vhart says that before we left Parges, Bakai had his mind set on joining the Pargesian army. He asked me to take care of his 14-year-old daughter, and I said yes. I'm assuming that means that he would have to. I think they were living in the nation at this point, and he decided to leave to join the Pargesian army. Either that, or just being in the army meant that it was too much responsibility for him to take care of his daughter. I'm not really sure. And then he said, but soon after, instead of returning to his daughter, I learned he had left for the nation. Said he wanted to find work there. Okay, so he's saying there. So I guess they were in Parges. And I guess just his army duties would have taken him away from his daughter for too long. And then he was theorizing that because he raised up in rank so quickly, that he must have been working for the nation's government when he came back to join the Parges army, which we discovered is actually true, or at least according to this file on him that we have. Confidential informant as officer of the Pargesian army. So he does have a daughter, and one of the things that we learned about Bakai is in that file is that he tends to use names of people close to him as passwords. This has been strongly discouraged, but so far ignored by the subject. So I think we need to find his daughter's name, and that's probably going to unlock the phone. Let's take a look at the new information that we found. Red, what are you planning on doing against the FTP? Started by Yelena Lavrova, February 21st, 2006. So that's going back a fair bit. 2006. This is around the time when he was assigned for protection of Prava from the ongoing threat through anti-government group forces of Troop Parges during the Prava Civil War. Okay. So that's when this was started. There's Yelena. My family and I are thinking about leaving Prava. We've been living in this beautiful town for generations. Do not want to leave. But since the FTP started the Civil War, we do not feel safe here anymore. What are you planning on doing against them? It's the mayor of Prava. Dear Miss Lavrova, the administration of Prava is currently in contact with officials of the Pargesian army in order to get some troops to protect the town from the FTP. There's not much else we can do at the current time, so we ask you stay in a safe place and remain as calm as possible given the circumstances. Tomas Chernan says, this is a joke, right? Keep calm? People are dying out there. Mrs. Toskala, my greatest concern is the well-being of my children. They both attend Prava Secondary, but I would rather make them stay at home during times like these, especially since I already lost my husband who died serving in the Pargesian army. But teachers at Prava Secondary have been strongly urging me to let them go to school. How do you plan on protecting our schools, Mayor Grabovich? This is our most important issue right now. There's Raban Vhart. Sincerely understand your concerns, Mrs. Toskala. As the school's principal, I will therefore consider our options on how to protect the schools and Prava Secondary in particular. This is going to be an important piece of information. Former principal at Prava Secondary in 2006. I wonder if we can get the records and find out maybe Bakai's daughter went there. Well, that might explain his preachy attitude. Let's finish off this thread before we move on to whatever this is. Although I'm so curious. Oh. Tom Chernin. I don't believe you. Everyone here keeps talking about how we're supposed to change things in Prava, but nobody ever takes action. We are going to leave Prava and Parges. Goodbye, folks. It has been really mediocre to know you. The teacher said, urging me to let them go to school. Oleg Bakai, here we go. Leave Parges? That is how you abandon not only your own hometown, but your own home country. And go where? The nation? This pitiful stretch of land? Never. This is back in 2003. Oh, joined 2003, sorry. Posted February 21st, 2006. So he is pretending to be very anti-nation. Believe me, you would be better off dying as a loyal citizen of Parges than as an inferior renegade. In fact, I've devised my own way on how to protect Prava and show that I'm a true Pargesian patriot. I am going to volunteer for the Pargesian army and fight to free this country from the plague known as the FTP. Doesn't think highly of the nation and never wants to go there. Do we have the other piece of information that this conflicts with? He had left for the nation. He said he wanted to find work there. So we have the two conflicting pieces of information now. Which one are we supposed to believe, though? Seriously, Oleg? You have a daughter. She is only 11 years old and she needs you. Okay, here he says he asked me to take care of his 14-year-old daughter before we left Parges. Oh, right, before we left Parges, okay. Please don't make any hasty decisions right now. Besides, if I may dare to say so, I do think the FDP is fighting for the right causes. Maybe with the wrong methods. After all, I don't believe Cassart will be doing us any good, considering how he rose to power. And mind you, Cassart's ties to the nation are more than fishy. Raban seems to be acting a bit more consistently in terms of his thoughts. Only 11. This is in 2006. I'm just trying to think about the dates. Mind you, Raban, please don't tell me you're a terrorist sympathizer now. As for my daughter, Radka, there it is. You have been one of her biggest role models for years now. You know her well, and she loves your classes. May I boldly ask you to take care of her while I'm gone? This is it. I'm not a terrorist sympathizer, Oleg, and I'm certainly not on their side. All I'm saying is that you should try thinking a bit more critically towards this government of ours. Regarding Radka, I do not approve of you leaving her like that. I'm also not a Pargesian army sympathizer, by the way. But if you truly wish to choose this path and join the army, I will not let you and her down. Thank you. I really appreciate this. We do have our disagreements sometimes, but you're a good person and a good teacher, Raban. They're very, very, very friendly. Well, this is definitely important. This is going to allow us to unlock the phone, I think. I do think the FTP is fighting for the right causes. Is this important to report? I don't know if it's that important to report right now. And I'm still not sure which one of these. I mean, this was true at that time, but his mind... Something might have changed his mind later on, so let's wait and see. Doesn't think highly of the nation and never wants to go there. Left Parges for the nation to find work. Let's see if we can find more evidence of either of, I mean, we know he did go to the nation, right? Okay, let's see the new info. Oh, new emails, okay. From Angels of the Nation to Raban Vhart. Dear Mr. Vhart, we regret having to inform you that We have temporarily suspended and recurring financial support to your endeavor. Our team has become aware of your using our donations to support a cause or causes directly or indirectly violating our terms of use. As you know, Angels of the Nation is an independent non-profit organization with the intention to support beneficial causes in or directed at Parges. We strictly enforce a zero-tolerance policy on endorsement or incitement of aggressive acts or violent behavior of any kind, which we have been made aware of. Your blog has engaged in recently. The payments will remain suspended while we further investigate the allegations. Afterwards, we will decide on whether to continue our payments or to permanently terminate our support. If you'd like to object to this suspension or assist in resolving the allegations against you, please contact us via email or telephone at the next possible occasion. Damien Ferguson. Not good for Vhart. From unknown persons, revised article. Hi Raban, I finished revising the article you sent me and scheduled it for 3 p.m. like you asked. This must be the big event that's going to occur that he was talking to David Johns about. David Johns sent him something that was going to help to support Vhart's cause, and Vhart said, "Get ready for something big." Maybe it's this article. I'm going to be a bit occupied. Don't know if you'll be available for another one. Come on. 3 p.m. like you asked. 1:20 p.m. I don't know if I'll be available for another one. I'm going to be a bit occupied tonight. Maybe I can spare some time remotely if I get a chance. One more thing. This Bakai thing is getting ugly. Lots of TNB believers are flooding us with threats on Blabber. Did you read any of that? It's creeping me out. You know, I go to any length with you. Just like when we moved to the nation. You're my brother. Nothing can change that. It's even fine if you're not telling me the whole truth. What about Karen? Who's Karen? They even insult her. She doesn't deserve to be treated that way. Don't you think it's about time you gave out a statement? You can easily debunk these lies. Ilya. His brother. They immigrated to the nation together. I mean, that's really important. Time's going to move forward, so 3 p.m. The web grows. I wonder what his role is in all of this. Last mail. There's some new articles. What do we want to start with? Well, I'd like to try to unlock that phone. To be honest with you. I can't use this. Can I go to... No, I can't. I guess I need more information on Radka. That's strange. Oh, there we go. Radka. Nailed it. Orwell reports you have removed the encryption from Bakai's device. Open sesame. Kind of easy to break that encryption. It was kind of easy to discover that. Good work, Agent. That will aid us greatly. Well, let's start with the call history. We have his number. Awesome. One thing that I kind of got used to when playing the first season was being excited about finding out personal information from people and reporting it, and it kind of, over time, it started to really make me think, like, should we be doing this? Like, this is really creepy and really scary. Could there be people out there? Well, I mean, we know that there are people out there, or, you know, computer programs doing this to us, kind of cataloging everything that we're saying and messages that we're passing back and forth. Okay. Oh, Melissa OBrien. Oh, we've heard that name before, OBrien. Perfect. With this number, we can track Raban Vhart's calls to and from his mobile phone with the listener tool. Let's tune in.
Karen, my love.
Hey.
Having a good day?
Yeah. So far so good. I called to tell you I'll be home late today. I'm sorry.
Again? They don't pay you enough for all the time you give them.
It's not about payment, and you know that. These people rely on me. They need me.
Yeah? Well, I need my wife at home with me some of the time. Am I asking for too much?
Raban, not so long ago you were among them. You have been in their position.
Yes, I know that. So was Ilya, so were the others. Yet none of us were national soldiers responsible for invading and ravaging countries. If it weren't for them driving refugees out in the first place, why, we wouldn't need these camps.
This again? We talked about this multiple times.
I'm well aware that this extra time you spend there is for her, isn't it?
Raban, she is... I'm worried, that's all. She's more reclusive now than ever. Something isn't right.
One more reason to avoid her.
You want me to cherry-pick who deserves my assistance and who doesn't? All people get the same treatment, the same attention. That's my mandate. I thought you loved that about me.
I do. You're right. Of course you are. You always are. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So, are you good with me getting home late tonight then?
I am.
Thank you.
I will be waiting for you.
No, don't wait. It might get late.
Well, I can hardly go anywhere else.
You shouldn't say things like that. Anyway, I'll talk to you later.
See you.
So that's his wife. Let's report some of this information. Creating a new profile. And this is the other thing, is like, do we want to get his wife involved in this? Like, she sounds like she's just trying to help people. Yeah. Oh, Ilya's the brother, that's right. Karen Vhart. Okay, let's report this. Start a file on her. One related document. Makes me wonder how it must feel to be married to this guy. We're getting closer to the time. Something big's gonna happen at 3 p.m. 2 dead after second explosion. Breaking news, 2 dead after second explosion. Explosive charge set off at Stelgen University at Bonton. At least 2 people dead, 3 injured. Once again, a letter has been received just before the crime. Half an hour ago, an explosion occurred at the campus of Bonton University. According to latest reports, at least 2 people were killed, with a further 3 injured severely. The area was evacuated immediately. According to yet unconfirmed statements, the city administration office of Bonton received an anonymous letter just minutes prior to the detonation, which again contained the first 3 stanzas of the German folk song, "The Thoughts Are Free," exactly like the letter received before the assault on the Freedom Plaza yesterday. We'll inform you about any developments in this event as soon as further details are available. I did want to mention that I determined what the pairing of the investigators does. You guys mentioned it in the comments section, and or we have a theory on what it probably does. And I tried it, and I couldn't get it to work, even on a new. I even tried creating a new profile, and after re-downloading the game and having confirming that the save file was working, the old one, I couldn't get it to work. So we were theorizing in the comment section that the stories, which this applies to the first season, would sync with your choices in the first season. So unfortunately, we're not going to get that syncing. So we're just going to get whatever Orwell decides to show us. But that's fine. If you guys want to see what I did in the first season, you can watch that. And if you guys know how it works, then let me know, because I've tried a few different things to get it to work, and maybe I can apply it now that even though I've started the second season. So we've got these bombings going on at the same time. Okay, where were we? We've got a new entry for his wife. We know about his brother, and then there's this mysterious supporter. So Ilya was not a soldier. Believes the army of the nation invaded and ravaged Parges. I don't know if I want to report that yet. Let's wait on that. I'm gonna wait on a lot of information just to see what else I can discover. Because that could be taken the wrong way. To be honest. O'Brien. Where did we hear Melissa O'Brien? I think we heard that in the opening call. Hello, O'Brien, is that you? I have to disappoint you. So they had just been... So that was the person that he spoke to before. This O'Brien. And I don't think we've heard anything more about her. I don't know why we can't make a file for O'Brien. Messages. Warning, I fear that my cover might have been blown. I suspect Raban Vhart to be behind it. If this is true, this could seriously hurt us. I'm now proceeding according to the protocol for a situation like this, moving to secret location in order to conceal my whereabouts. Okay. I have to assume this is actually something that Bakai sent. It's from his phone. Unless it was compromised. Let's report this first, because it's about his whereabouts. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Hiding? You mean voluntarily? There was no plan, which included going and hiding anywhere. I'm going to report this now. This is coming from Bakai. He tried to warn us that Vhart had compromised his cover. How could Vhart have done that? How did he know? Keep looking for an answer. There must be something we haven't found out about this mess yet. 210. We're getting closer. Army of Parges. Looks like someone maybe broke into his house and was looking for something, damaged it. Test the road. Oh, maybe this is where he went. Current location. Or this is the location of his phone. Hold on a second. Before we report that, let's look at contacts. There's the picture of a war buddy, Melissa O'Brien. Why can't I wish I could report this stuff. Eventually, I think this is going to be an important name. This must be a contact, maybe, with the nation's government. Okay. Prava. Oh yeah, it is Prava. Oleg Bakai is in his former hometown? Peculiar. Why is he hiding out there? Or rather, from whom? Raban Vhart? Excellent work. We will retrieve Oleg Bakai once we have a clear picture as to why he has gone missing in the first place. And what that call meant. So we know where he is now. At least where his phone is. We unlocked his phone. We have 2 more objectives. Find a motive for Raban Vhart's threat against Oleg Bakai. Find a way how Raban Vhart was able to contact Oleg Bakai. Well, we have a lot more information to sift through. Is there another headline? Frame rate continues to drop. Those are the same 2 headlines from before. We still have to decide on that choice too, but I'm not ready to do that yet. Let's look at the reactions. People's voice. What the hell? So you started threatening Pargesian soldiers now? This is just going too far. Or is being attacked about him allegedly threatening Oleg Bakai. I don't know if that's necessarily important to report. That's Moonrise Hell. Herman Liasov says, tell us the truth about what happened to Oleg Bakai. Hashtag save Bakai. Okay, this is just more of the same. I don't know if I want to report any of that yet. Secondary school. News. Principal determined to keep school service going. This is during the, around when the Civil War was happening, right? Oh no, this is 29th November 2010. Latest news reports stated that the troops of terrorist group FDP are getting closer to Prava, which made many parents raise concerns about sending their children to school. Therefore, to ensure the safety of pupils and teachers, the school administration has requested protection by the Pargesian army. Despite the situation remaining tense in our beloved community of Prava, Mr. Vhart said to keep the lessons going and is determined to provide ongoing education to our students. We ensure your children's safety at Prava Secondary School, the principal stated. Education is one of the highest valued assets that we have. We will not give it up because of a meaningless war that is designed to frighten us and keep us from living our lives. Considered cooperation with Pargesian army to protect the school. 2:20. I'm trying to get in as much as, I'm trying to get the most important information I can in before 3 p.m. So I'm really picking. Private secondary library to be reconstructed into bomb shelter. This is before that last story. Due to the current events related to the war, the school administration has now decided to provide a protective hideout from combat activities by upgrading our library to a completely autonomous shelter situated in the basement of the school. As it lies a few feet underground, it is an appropriate shelter against the horrors of war that your children should never be exposed to. We will continuously do our best to provide a safe place for children and families in these exceedingly difficult times. Child daycare. School attendance of many pupils. Also, I should mention for those of you that are new to the channel, I try to go through everything that I can to try to really get a sense for this world, and I do that with just about every game. Try to get a sense for the characters and the story and the world that we're in. So I might read some stuff that might not be as important to progressing the story along, but I think it's important to getting a well-rounded view of what's going on here. School attendance of many pupils has recently been decreasing. Many teenagers are needed at home by their families to look after younger siblings, or to make up for missing parents who fight in the ongoing war. While we understand the necessity of this, we urge all parents not to take their children out of school. It is not only important for their emotional health and an ongoing routine, as well as meeting similarly aged children on a daily basis is important. Visiting school every day is also essential for teenagers' mental growth and education, enabling them to build themselves a better future outside of the horrors of war and conflict. In order to help you with the burdens of bringing up several children while guaranteeing them a minimum living standard, we started an afternoon childcare service for younger siblings. Nikki Bellinton wins Prava Secondary Annual Math Contest. 2009. The school administration is proud to announce this year's winner of our annual math contest. It's so crazy, how quickly things change, the priorities of the school. She has achieved excellent results in both trigonometry and stochastic theory, and we are happy to award her with the Prava Math Scholarship, which includes participation in the worldwide math contest in Bonton, the nation. I don't know if that's going to come into play at all. I'm going to report this. Wait, army protection for school? Seriously? Things must have been bad, or someone must have been really worried. I don't know if that was that important to report. Faculty, there's Raban Vhart. So he also taught English and philosophy. This is a more recent picture, so I'm going to want to keep that one. Raban Vhart has been principal of Prava Secondary School since May 2001. His main subjects are English and philosophy, additionally substituting for Pargesian history if necessary. Principal Vhart holds a degree in English literature and has spent a semester abroad in the nation as a student. His knowledge of language and culture has been extensively valuable both for the quality of his lessons and his continuously clear vision for a forward-thinking and sociable school culture. Kristina Tharanovska. Alongside her curriculum classes in math and geography, she's also responsible for the school garden. Andrei Tlachinak. Chemistry. Technical issues around the school. Invites people for late-night stargazing. The astronomy class. Nika Churgram. So I don't think these people are too important to the story. Main organizer of all school events, including the school anniversary celebrations. Mission. The mission of Prava Secondary School is to prepare our students to become independent learners with the mindset, skills, and abilities necessary for lifelong success. This requires student-centered learning supported by educators, families, and our communities. School records of attendance. That's cool. So you can insert information into the search. This is different from the first season. So if we want to insert a date in here, we have to have tracked it. We're probably looking for his daughter, right? The only date we have is it's called to take the streets of Tripholith on April 12th. 20. That's not an important date for this. I'm gonna go back to we reported all this stuff, I'm pretty sure. There's no dates though. Just trying to see if are there, would it be done maybe in here? There's like a conflict here between, because he says that he asked me to take care of his 14-year-old daughter here. And then here he says, you have a daughter, she's only 11 years old. That bugs me. Any of these dates, I can't use any of these in terms of a date search, though. Okay, let's keep looking. I don't know what to use in that. I don't know what to use in that search, so let's keep taking a look. Journey, the People's Voice. January 27th, 2011. We said goodbye to our dear home. See you on the other side. It's been about a week since I started the journey from my hometown Prava to the borders of the nation. together with my brother Ilya, who is the only family that I have left. I decided to seek a new life elsewhere. We've lost everything. Our workplaces, our homes, and many of our friends. I even lost my ability to walk. Huh. That's new. The situation in Parges is horrible. I do not and will never understand how people can treat each other like this. This is our home country, and we never wanted to leave. But now, we've been expelled, and could not be more heartbroken to witness what is happening in the country where we spent our childhood, learned, lived, and loved. Will life really be better in the nation? We do not know, especially since the most important national news outlet recently published articles suggesting Pargesian refugees to be likely terrorists. All we can currently do is hope that these prejudices are not what the people of the nation stand for. We'll soon find out more. This is important. We gotta report this. Unable to walk. Okay, here we go. This genuinely surprises me. How did that happen? Got a related document. I wanna follow this up. So we got a medical document. Date recorded February 11th, 2011. We've got a date of birth for Raban. I don't know if I want to report this yet. We've got, what, 2 more to report before it's 3? Complaint description. The most severe symptoms described by the patient are pain and stinging in the lower back area, as well as tingling and occasional complete loss of sensation in the legs. The patient reacts extremely aggressively upon questioning about his condition and is very reticent regarding the exact description of the event that led to his injury. The patient is accompanied by his brother, Mr. Vhart, who was offered a more detailed description stating that Raban had been buried by concrete blocks for at least 24 hours following the bombing of a school building in his hometown, Prava. Examination. A detailed examination of the patient's legs reveals that there is no reaction to any sensation of touch, heat, or cold whatsoever. An examination of the lungs also showed difficulty of breathing and frequent coughing. The patient is not able to walk on his own and is currently being supported by his younger brother. The patient's injury resulted in trauma to the spinal cord and ultimately in paralysis of the lower limbs. Paraplegia. Respiratory infection due to weak chest and abdominal muscles also suspected. Wow. This is the school, too. The school got bombed. Since the patient's condition results in incapability of him moving independently, a request to Bonton Reception Camp Administration for financing of an MWC, manual wheelchair for the patient, has been filed. In addition, the patient is prescribed hydrocodone for reduction of nerve pain to be taken by mouth every 12 hours and more medication. I'm gonna report this. What? Buried? And he survived this? Getting there. And he's in a wheelchair. Here we go. 3 p.m. Is that the story? Oh, that was the article. I think, no pending article draft. Oh shoot, we could have looked at the draft? Huh. Oh, this is it. Crime statistics continue to get faked. This is the article, okay. This is the one that they're talking about. Delacroix presents new crime statistics in a way favoring her politics, but who are the real criminals? Criminals are degenerates who wear striped clothing, monsters who make women and children cry. They are predominantly male, usually foreign, and present a danger to the public. Thus, they must be isolated or locked away. Or so goes the cliché that has been hammered into the public consciousness of the nation. course, it is in the best interests of the media and the government to push this myth. Headlines sell papers, and National Secretary of Security Catherine Delacroix has certainly given out quite the headline. Proudly, she presents her statistics that these so-called criminals have been kept under control by her successful policies. But, taking a closer look at these policies, one cannot refrain from wondering who may be the real criminal. After all, she is the Secretary of Security. The Blaine administration has been touting a policy of surveillance, a straight violation of privacy for years now. Yet hardly any of the nation's citizens seem to take notice of this fact. Are Blaine and his despicable followers included in these crime rates? I highly doubt it. Yeah, that's not that incendiary. Journey. Okay. On November 18th, 2010, TMB posted an article called "A Wave of Parisian Refugees Likely to Cause Rise in Terrorism." The Bonton Institute for Cultural Research hypothesizes a likelihood of rise in terror attacks due to the new wave of refugees coming from Parges. Recent reports published by the Bonton Institute for Cultural Research stated that the likelihood of terrorist attacks has been statistically proven to increase by approximately 10%. The number of refugees from war-torn countries rises above 300,000 per year. Since the 2008 terror incident in the nation, which was executed by terrorists mainly of the Parisian origins, the issue of accepting refugees from the Parges has become more and more controversial. The government of the nation has since increased regulations for crossing the Parisian national border and established several refugee camps throughout the nation. That was Raban Vhart's wife seemed to be working with those camps. The nation, in order to oversee and administrate refugee fluctuations with more visibility, activists criticize this practice as inhumane, while government officials assure that the camps provide perfectly safe space for refugees from Parges and other foreign countries. Will life really be better in the nation? Do not know, especially since the most important national news outlet recently published articles just on Parisian refugees to be likely terrorists. Okay, let's keep looking. This is the article from when I guess they arrived to the nation, him and Ilya. What we encountered in the safe country of the nation was not what we had expected. We finally made it. The glorious nation, where we were hoping to be able to live a normal life, away from the fear and danger that our home country is now plagued with. Fortunately, we found, upon arrival in the nation, does not seem to be a lot better. We were assigned to the Outer Bonton reception camp as a temporary solution. They do not seem to know what to do with us, and the camp is incredibly crowded. The most hilarious thing about this is that the media of the nation is telling its citizens a completely different story. They write about how openly we are welcomed, how we finally have a safe haven with free food, accommodation, and friendly people. Reality is the complete opposite. Now, don't get me wrong, I am more than thankful for being able to escape the terrible threat of war in our country, but the situation in this camp is simply dehumanizing. We're being denied basic human rights. Food and bathrooms are rare, and fights over both are common. The only ray of hope is our social worker, Karen. This is where he met his wife, who seems to be the only one around here who really cares. She does everything possible to help us, and seeing her once a week is one of the few things keeping me going right now. Despite the hardships, we have sworn not to give up. We owe it to our people to make the situation here public, and also tell the people of the nation what is really going on in these safe havens for refugees. I decided to use this blog to publish facts, and facts only about the war in Parges. Okay. Let's keep tracking the history here. We found a document. Oh, a call to Ilya.
Ilya Vhart speaking.
Brother?
Oh, hey Raban. I didn't expect you to call. I'm getting ready for work. I have no idea what's going on with the donations. I swear they were working, and I haven't changed anything in the back end.
Forget the donations. I need your abilities as my co-writer. You must write me an article.
Right now, is it important?
It is.
What do you want me to write about?
There has been a second assault in Bonton, at Stelligan University.
Another one? Oh, wow. They really have got a situation here, don't they?
We need to cover it. Draw attention to how the government is failing its people.
I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to pull it off at work. I feel like they're watching me already.
Do you stand with me, brother? Or has the nation's corruption and wealth finally swayed your sympathies?
Raban, I stand with you. I've told you this.
Then I have faith in you, brother.
Are you preparing a statement about these threats? This has to stop. Are you gonna say something?
Yes.
Ah, great. Finally.
And it is going to be the most remarkable statement I have ever made. The destruction of the cooperation between Cassett and Blaine.
Destruction? How?
Patience, brother. It won't be long now. Take care of the article.
Okay, I will do my best to get it done for you. Give me about an hour for the draft. I'll put it in the back end.
Good. I'll be waiting. Until later.
Yeah, until then.
Is it me or does Raban sound like the most insidious villain you've ever heard? Jeez. So in an hour, Ilya is going to post a draft of the article so we can take a look at it. This time we're going to take a look at it in advance because we do have access to the drafts. And we've got an article on from the National Immigration Database on Raban. Wow. Okay, things are heating up here. We still have to determine, we still have to find a motive for Raban Vhart's threat against Oleg Bakai and find a way how Raban Vhart was able to contact Oleg Bakai, and we're going to do that on the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. This is Luckless Lovelocks signing off for now, and I love you all.